Discover how easily you can set up a jig in PrintAutoMate. Print your orders with just few clicks without errors. First, you have to measure the dimensions of the object to create the contour of your object. If the object has an irregular shape, then, for example, you can take a picture of the object and create the contour using that picture as a reference. For this video, I am going to use an accreditation card. First, we need to create a new document with the printing area of your printer. Place the first copy on the bottom right corner and then create all the copies. For more detailed information about how to create the jig template, see the video How to Create a Jig Template from Illustrator. This process will not take more than 2 minutes. To import the jig template to PrintAutoMate, you only need to save the file as SVG format. I recommend you to create a media folder where you will save all the files related to this object. These files can be used to create a physical jig using a laser or milling machine. Or you can also print the jig template on a film or adhesive sheet. Now, let's see how to import this jig template in PrintAutoMate. Log in PrintAutoMate with your administrator account. Click on Settings and then Jigs. Click on Import Jig button and select the file. After import the jig, click on Edit icon and select the location and printer type. These two fields are mandatory, otherwise PrintAutoMate will not be able to assign the files to the jig. In case if need, you can change the reference point of the image, the rotation, mirror the image or rotate the file. For this object, I don't need to change anything in any of the items of the template. Click on Save button, and then on Open Print Layout button at the top right corner. Click on New Print Layout, and then introduce the width and the length of the printing area of your printer. For Mode 240, the width is 610 mm and the length is 458 mm. After introducing the printing area dimensions, click on a jig and select the jig. Save the print layout, and then it is time to assign the automation rule. Add a new media and write a media name. That name will be the name you have to use on the file name of your artworks. When you upload a file to PrintAutoMate, the software will recognize that name and will assign that job to the correct jig. Please select in the settings the jig, location, printer type and media type. The following step doesn't need to be done when you want to set up a new jig because it is only needed to be done the first time you start to work with PrintAutoMate. In Input Settings you can find the structure name of your file. For example, in my PrintAutoMate's environment I have defined that the name will start with the media name, then the units and finally the job name. As you can see, this name structure can be easily changed depending on your requirements. When the jig setup is done, it is time to assign the jig to a user. Before assigning the jig to a user, we need to create the print settings in VersaWorks. I recommend you to create all the print settings you use with your materials. As soon as you have them created, you will not need to do this process again. Nevertheless, don't worry if you forget to create any preset. To add a new preset will be as easy as create them in VersaWorks, and that preset will be synchronized automatically with PrintAutoMate. To create a new print preset, open the QA and select your print settings, such as print quality, if you want to print color, and then white, etc. As soon as you have your print settings defined. Save this preset clicking on the button Save As. Then assign a name to that print preset to be easily recognizable. Just as an example, I am going to create a preset to print color in high speed and another preset to print 2 layers of embossing. As soon we have the print presets defined in VersaWorks, now we assign the jig print layout to a specific user. Select the user, select an empty output preset, and click on Update Preset. Click on Print Layout, and select the print layout from the list. Then select the output channel. Here we will select the QA of the new Versa Object Mode 240. If for any reason the print presets don't appear in the list, click on Update Printer Setting Files. Due to for this material, we want to print color and embossing effect. I will select multi-job grouping. First, I want that PrintAutoMate create the file with color and then the embossing file. I will assign the correct print setting to each job. Doing that, when we send the job from PrintAutoMate to VersaWorks, PrintAutomate will generate 2 files, one file with the color settings and a second file with the embossing settings. To finalize, assign a name to that output preset. That will be the name that will appear in the jig box. Jig setup is done. Now you can close your administrator login and log in with the operator login. As a last step, I recommend you to create the artwork template that you will use to add your designs. Just open your SVG template file, copy one unit, and paste it in a different document of Illustrator. Keep the contour in one layer and create another layer where you will add your designs in the future. Save the file using the name structure as I show you in this video. In the future, when you receive a new order, you will be able to send the job to the printer with just few clicks. Open your template you saved with one unit. Then open the artwork you received to be printed. Copy the design in the template and save the file, adding the copies in the name file, and change the name file to be easily recognizable for you in the future. In this example, my customer asked me to print 30 accreditation cards. I keep the name of the material, and I only change the units and file name. I will only need to copy the file in the hot folder of PrintAutomate to load it. Then, go to PrintAutomate site and the job will come to the order list. Click on Autofill button and then on Print button. The files will be imported in VersaWorks automatically. For this example, you will see that we will have 2 files as we predefined in PrintAutomate. One job with the print settings to print only color, and another job to print 2 layers of embossing. Load the jig in your printer with 30 accreditations and print without errors. Save time, avoid errors, and print easily with PrintAutomate.